All right, we're going to have our look right off at NGC 1600 in the 1600 to 1649 series. Straight away, this galaxy is quite impressive. It's Galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 10.9, 3.1 by 2.2 arc minutes. It's elliptical class 2, so a bright core surrounded by an aurora that fades off into space, but quite large. Actually, kind of small for 11th magnitude. Maybe like 209 million light years distant. You know what? That makes this about 180,000 light years in diameter. It's a biggie. It's a massive-y. There are millions and millions of stars. Right ascension is 431.39 with a declination of -505.15. Let's have that 150x view. And then that's it. Moving on. Okay, NGC 1601 was very close to 1600. I'm hoping that'll turn up. Yeah, it's fainter though, by about 2. Let's see, that one was about 11. This one's almost 14 by 3 magnitudes, but I think we can pick it out. 1601 is a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 13.8, 0.6 by 0.3 arc minutes. And there's our sweetie. So here's a nice comparison between an 11th and a 14th magnitude galaxy. Make a note of it. However, it could be this one over here. But that one's even fainter. We're at right ascension 431.41 with a declination of -5 degrees, 3 minutes, and 37 seconds. And let's push it up and frame these 3 galaxies, and hopefully we will rid ourselves at some point. Oh, there's a very bright galaxy there. Maybe that's 1601. Ooh, then there isn't that much difference. Although, these are very similar. Let's see what we get next. Okay, the same region of the sky. We now have NGC 1603, a galaxy in Eridanus, and it too is magnitude 13.8. So it's probably going to be this galaxy here. They're very similar, but this one's got more of an aura than that one. It's a lenticular spiral, 0.8 by 0.5 arc minutes, 228 million light years distant. Don't recall what the other ones were, but I think they were about that. RA is 431.50 with a declination of -505.39. And let's frame them all again. Okay, let's get in. Everybody smile. All right, there's your shot. Okay, the same galaxy group now. We're looking for NGC 1604 this time. Galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 14.5, 1 by 0.7 arc minutes. Lenticular spiral, 202 million light years distant. RA is 431.58 with a declination of -522.13. Here's that brighty galaxy, so it's probably off over here, but magnitude 14.5, maybe. Looks a little bit brighter to my eye, but who knows? And then there's another faint globular-esque one there, so a number of different candidates. We seem to have found a galaxy group. All right, this one's a little out of bounds. I just wanted to check it. We're getting blocked by a roof try. This is NGC 1605, or isn't, plus 45 degrees, 16 minutes, 12 seconds. NGC 1606, back down into Eridanus for a galaxy. This is supposed to be a magnitude 17. Let's go up to 175x. I do see some fainties in through this region here. It's 0.4 by 0.4 arc minutes. Obviously, it's photometric, so it's a spiral with a bar and a lenticular class A, which means the magnitude of the photographic versus the magnitude of the visual is about 1 magnitude. That's the BV delta. 429 million light years distant puts this probably about 75,000 light years in diameter. There are several faint galaxies here. Once again, adventuresindeepspace.com. We're at 4 hours, 32 minutes, and 3 seconds with a declination of -501. Now, we're going to get the maximum light sensitivity at 100% e-zoom because we're applying all our pixels. This would probably make a good candidate, especially -5 degrees for a 16th magnitude galaxy. I would be surprised to actually find one especially so far south. But I am definitely going to check in to Steve Gottlieb's site to see if there is any reference to this brighter galaxy here, the star that's here, and this galaxies that are in between. NGC 1607, I got to really get kicking on it. We're getting lots of density of studies tonight. I suspect it's this one. It's a magnitude 15, 1 by 0.4 arc minutes. Yeah, it's pretty edgy. Spiral with a lowercase a, 190 million light years distant, means it's probably about 60,000 light years in diameter. Right ascension is 432.03 with a declination of minus 427.38. No more zoomage unless something is really interesting. So NGC 1609 is probably in the same region of space, but it's further west of this bright star I do believe we've seen earlier. It's magnitude 15, 1.1 by 0.7 arc minutes, spiral with a lowercase a, so probably around magnitude 14.2 with a visual delta. 192 million light years distant. No more distance estimates on my part because we need to race. RA is 432.45 with a declination of minus 422.23. NGC 1610 is a galaxy in Eridanus, swimming in the river. It's also NGC 1619, so I'll be skipping that one. This one is quoted as magnitude 16.1, 0.6 by 0.4 arc minute. I am going to go ahead and zoom just so we can confirm. 207 million light years distant. RA is 4 hours, 34 minutes, and 14 seconds with a declination of minus 441.59. Here's an interesting little factoid for you. This galaxy is pretty close to the last one, so everything has been shifted to the south. And we are still getting the image, so let me back out. This galaxy is NGC 1611, 2 by 0.6 arc minute. I think we can figure that one out. 190 million light years distant, so probably about 110,000 light years in diameter. It's in a group with several other galaxies. RA is 433.05 with a declination of minus 417.51. And this was probably worth the view because we're going to be getting these other galaxies later on. Look at all those sweeties. Nice Y-shaped configuration. NGC 1612, the galaxy in Eridanus, once again, I believe it is right there. Magnitude 15, 1.3 by 1 arc minute, spiral with a lowercase a, 219 million light years distant. RA 433.13, declination minus 410.21. NGC 1613, probably in the same region. I remember that satellite. Galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 15, 1 by 0.8, lenticular spiral, 200 million light years distance, part of this triangulation here, maybe this one. Right ascension is 433.25 with a declination of minus 415.56. We already did a zoomie of it. NGC 1614 is another galaxy in Eridanus, but not in the same field as the last, I do believe. We're at magnitude 12.9, 1.3 by 1.2 arc minute, kind of small for a 13th magnitude. Maybe about the right size, around 13.5 magnitudes where you start running into 1 by 1s. Spiral with a barb with peculiarities, so it's got neighbors. 212 million light years distant. RA is 433.59 with a declination of minus 834.55. You can see it right there. Off to Taurus for NGC 1615, a galaxy, and I believe we can make it off. They're going to be a little further down this way. Anyway, it's a lenticular spiral, 153 million light years distant. Right ascension is 436.01 with a declination of plus 1957.02. I'm going to push it a little bit and see what we can see. Yeah, that's probably our galaxy 13.6 right there. Wow, look at those two brilliant stars. NGC 1618 is a galaxy near a bright star in Eridanus, magnitude 12.7. Ooh, that's a beauty. 2.4 by 0.8 arc minutes. Spiral with a bar, lowercase b, 218 million light years distant, puts it about a little larger than Messier 31, maybe 170,000 light years. It's at RA 43606 with a declination of -30857. And it has lots of friends in the field. Oh, that's a beauty. Hopefully we'll get that one tonight too. NGC 1620 is quite apparent in the 30X field. It's a galaxy in Eridanus. Magnitude 12.3, 2.9 by 1 arc minute, 3-to-1 aspect. Spiral, the lowercase c. Does have kind of a stellar nucleus, though. 157 million light years distant, RA 43637, with a declination of a mere -8 minutes and 38 seconds. Probably warrants spending a little bit more magnification. NGC 1620. NGC 1621 is a galaxy in Eridanus. It's also NGC 1626. Thanks for the reminder on that. Magnitude 14.5. Pretty bright for 14.5, if that's our sweetie. 1.4 by 0.8 arc minute elliptical. 199 million light years distant. RA is 43625 with a declination of -45915. I did want to get that view at 150x because it's so distended. Well, the NGC 1600 to 1649 series is just chock full of galaxies in our realm of interest. This one is 1622, magnitude 12.5, 3.7. Oh boy. I'm going to have to distinguish here. There's also 3.7 by 0.7 arc minute, spiral with a bar, lowercase ab, 216 million light years distant, RA 43636 with a declination of -31120. So, wow. There's a bunch of galaxies here. It's not our Y configuration. It's more like an eagle spreading its wings. I do want to push the magnification up. And let's make sure that we can get everybody in the field of view. NGC 1622. Okay, down to the power line diffraction bars for NGC 1623. Hopefully it's right around here. Galaxy Eridanus, magnitude 16.9. Well, we're not going to make it out so easily at 75x, but there are some candidates here at what? 70%, 7/10 times 150 is probably going to be about 105x. Magnitude 16.9, 0.8 by 0.5 arc minute, spiral with a bar, lenticular A. 441 million light years distant, maybe 140,000 light years in diameter, large E, right ascension 43532 with a declination of -133323. Could be there. Certainly there are galactic presences. That's the faintest one I see. NGC 1625 is a brightie near a bright star. Let's see if we can pick them out. Well, we may have already seen this group. It's a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 12.3, 2.1 by 0.5 arc minute. Is this the one? Is that the one? That one? How about that one? AdventuresInDeepSpace.com. Spiral, 212 million light years distant, puts it about 140,000. I shouldn't be saying that. I got to keep going. RA is 43706 with a declination of -3 degrees, 18 minutes, 15 seconds. Okay, I do want to do some zoomage to frame this galaxy group. There we have it. I do recall that we called it like a diving bird. So there we have 1627 and friends. I'm sorry, that wasn't 1627. That's our next study. Hey, NGC 1627 is a galaxy in Eridanus. Ooh, there's a fainty right there. Not much of a core. Magnitude 13, 1.6 by 1.6. Aha, spiral with a lowercase c. Not very mature. 172 million light years distant. RA is 43738 with a declination of -453.9. I do want to push this one a little bit because we can get a better view of any kind of texture at 150x. Okay, hardly any movement on the part of the mount. So I'm going to go to 1628, galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 14. This one's that edge on, 1.9 by 0.4 arc minutes. Spiral with a B, so it's more mature. You can tell the difference. 164 million light years distant. I do believe that was kind of the last one, but we'll have to check. RA is 437.36 with a declination of minus 4 degrees, 42 minutes, 59 seconds. Backing out for our beauty look, and then bailing. Well, we're not doing too bad. We're now 15 minutes plus into this video. We're up to NGC 1630. It's a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 14.1, 0.7 by 0.5 arc minutes. Kind of on the edge for being the actual visual magnitude. RA is 437.15 with a declination of minus 1854.07. Probably use a little more magnification to bring it out. Once again, several galaxies present, all very faint. AdventuresInDeepSpace.com. NGC 1631, as you can tell, is pretty deep south. I see it edgy on right about there. I'm waiting for the data to come up. Maybe I didn't press the enter button well enough. 1631 is a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 13.4. It's a 2-to-1 aspect ratio, so it's probably this one here. Spiral with a bar, lenticular A, 420 million light years distant. This one's pretty big, maybe 220,000 light years in diameter, and since it's a lenticular, it's quite mature and dense with stars. 4 hours 38.24 with a declination of minus 20.38.59. Might bear a little bit of magnification and a bail. NGC 1632 is a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 13, so should be quite present. Spiral with a lowercase a, 222 million light years distant. RA 439.58 with a declination of minus 9.27.22. Let's go up to that 105x view anyway. NGC, whoa, we got nothing. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Pops. Okay, NGC 1633 is a galaxy in Taurus, magnitude 13.5, 1 by 0.9 arc minutes. Pretty present right there. 219 million light years distant. Go figure. 325 is about 100,000 light years in diameter. 330. RA is 440.09 with a declination of plus 7 degrees, 20 minutes, and 36 seconds. Pushing the magnification up, looking at the field, not a bad view for something like 120x. All right, without reinitializing the stack, 1633 had a neighbor, NGC 1634. And you can see it right there. It's a lenticular spiral. Makes sense. Look how brilliant that core is. 0.4 by 0.3 arc minutes. Yeah, it's pretty small, although we're seeing an aura of extensions. 204 million light years distant. RA 440.09 with a declination of plus 7 degrees, 20 minutes, and 18 seconds. NGC 1635, well, there's a couple visible right there at 30x. Anyway, this is a galaxy in Eridanus. Now, we're going to be interested in this one because we love annular galaxies. Spiral arms wrapping out, giving a self-hug of encouragement. Magnitude 12.4, 1.4 by 1.3 arc minute, spiral with a bar, lenticular A with a ring. 146 million light years distant. RA is 440.07 with a declination of minus 32 minutes and 51 seconds. So this baby is sitting right on the celestial equator. Now, I am definitely seeing a frontier on this galaxy. It is kind of tilty, 1.4 by, should be more face on, but definitely a sense of frontier. So rings tend to be about 4 magnitudes fainter than the galaxy as a whole. So this is 16.4 magnitude legitimately, because at 12.4 magnitudes, a galaxy is visual magnitude, not photographic. Not bad. I would say go to theskylive.com and have a look at the 70, 150x 30 arc minute size field done when the Palomar Observatory and a few others were using Schmidt cameras, 48 inches in aperture, 20 to 60 minute exposure times to expose photographic plates to all the NGCs. Anyway, we're now on to NGC 1636, galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 14. I am seeing something there. That blows me away at 30x. If that's it, 1.2 by 0.9 arc-minutes, spiral with a lowercase ab, 185 million light years distant. Let's watch this one grow on us. We're at RA 44040 with a declination of minus 83628. Sky is definitely better tonight than I would have expected. There almost seems to be a bit of a frontier on this galaxy as well, unless it, of course, is not our study, NGC 1636, adventuresindeepspace.com. Here we be seeing a galaxy, NGC 1637, seems to have a frontier, in Eridanus, magnitude 10.8, centering it up. Oh, it does kind of blend off into space. Spiral with a bar, lowercase c, so not much of a core, although it does seem to have one. 33 million light years distant, means it's kind of small. RA is 44128 with a declination of minus 2 degrees, 51 minutes and 28 seconds. I don't think we'll waste our time if we do a bit of zoomage, do you? I suspect that NGC 1638 is a neighbor of the previous galaxy, not quite as bright, but you know, I didn't hear much ticking going on, although it took a long time to go to. NGC 1638, you can look for the other one, I'm not seeing it. Galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 12, 2.3 by 1.6 arc-minute. This baby's pretty large. Spiral with a bar, lowercase, and a lenticular class, 147 million light years distant, RA 44136, with a declination of minus 14832. Okay, we can obviously have gone deep south here. And obviously, it is a fairly bright galaxy. NGC 1640s, Galaxy Eridanus, magnitude 11.7, 2.7 by 2.3 arc-minutes, spiral with a bar, lowercase ab, 72 million light years distant. RA is 44214 with a declination of minus 20 degrees, 26 minutes and 6 seconds. Push it up a little bit and then heading out. NGC 1642 is further north. Data has not been retrieving very quickly. A galaxy in Taurus, magnitude 12.6. 1.8 by 1.6 arc-minutes. Spiral to lowercase c, but it does have a core. RA 44254, declination of plus 37 minutes and 6 seconds. There's our study. NGC 1643 is a galaxy in Eridanus. You can see it right there. Magnitude 14, so it's on the border of being either photographic or visual. 1.2 by 1.1 arc-minute, spiral with lowercase bc, 215 million light years distant. RA is 44344 with a declination of minus 5 degrees, 19 minutes and 9 seconds. Okay, we've got 3 stacks already on this one. Total exposure time now 4 of 20 seconds. And the reason I'm saying it is the galaxy we're looking for has an angularity. However, NGC 1645 galaxy in Eridanus is magnitude 14, another one of those on the edge. 2.4 by 1.1 arc-minute, probably this one here. Spiral with a lowercase a and a ring. Leave it at this. This is a nice view, 120x, I believe. 214 million light years distant. So it's larger than Messier 31. RA is 44406 with a declination of minus 52756. Pushing it up, it does seem to have a little bit of a frontier, doesn't it? NGC 1646 is a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 14.5, near a bright star. Remember what I mentioned earlier about tracking him down if you're having to push your scope around. Magnitude 14.5, 1.8 by 1 arc-minute, lenticular spiral, 214 million light years distant, with an RA of 44423 and a declination of minus 83154. And the size of scope, I estimate, if this is photographic magnitude, it would be on the limit for a 12-inch scope. Okay, we're pressing our luck on this one a little bit because it's getting late, but this is a beautiful little open cluster, NGC 1647 in Taurus. Cumulative magnitude, 6.4, 45 arc minutes in size. Yeah, I would say east-west, it's that large. 200 stars. Magnitude 8.6 are the brightest. It's a class 2-2, so distinguishable from the background, and stars are fairly uniform in magnitude. 1,800 light years distant, puts that about 4 times further out than the Pleiades. RA is 445.55 with a declination of plus 19 degrees 6 minutes and 54 seconds. So we'll go to our 45x view and fill the screen. NGC 1648 is another one of those galaxies rolling on the river of Eridanus. This one is magnitude 16, so probably not this one. This looks more like around 14th magnitude, possibly that one, but there are also some fainties elsewhere. Let's make sure, push the magnification up because it's so faint. Frame all the galaxies. I'll give you the data. Magnitude 16, 0.6 by 0.5 arc minute lenticular, so it's going to be quite bright in the core. 210 million light years distant. RA 444.34 with a declination of minus 8 degrees 28 minutes and 44 seconds. It's possible this could be our last study in the NGC 1600 to 1649 series. Let's see if there is an NGC 1649 within range. And no, there was not, because NGC 1649 is an open cluster in Doradus. It's in the Lesser Magellanic Cloud, which is also NGC 1652. That cluster is magnitude 12.5, is 1.5 arc minutes in size, and 165,000 light years distant, which tells you how far away one of our less satellite galaxies is. RA was 438.22, but a declination of minus 68.40.21. So my controller leaped and said it's below the horizon and went to NGC 1650. Now we'll get that one on our next night out. Let's see if we can pick something out for a decent view of the evening. Okay, what might this be? Certainly not a galaxy. Oh. Is it an open cluster? Well, if you just look at these stars around its perimeter, you might think so. However, it's got a very compact core. Let's get a little closer in on this baby. Clearly, it is a globular cluster. One of the few in the winter skies. Messier 79 is a globular cluster in Lepus, magnitude 7.7, 7.8 arc minutes in diameter, 42,100 light years distant. And of course, I include this as the final view in the last series from 1550 to 1600. And I wanted to include it here just for comparison purposes. It's at right ascension 5 hours, 22 minutes, 10 seconds with a declination of minus 24 degrees, 31 minutes, 27 seconds. So yes, it will be part of our series. There is, not a bad, look at the stars, they're pretty tight tonight. There is our 150x view, dropping it down 135, I think this is 120, I think this is 105, this is something like 90, this is 75. It looks like it's about 15 magnifications per 10%. And there is our exiting view of the superb winter globular cluster, Messier 79. Carpe Noctem.